This is the first time this year that I've had a chance to set up a winter camp. So I want to check out a lot of things. Primarily my hammock setup, the pole mod for the tarp, and a few additions that I made from Dutch this last year. Also, I want to do a couple of runs on top-down fires, and then check out quite a bit of other gear. Winter gloves, mitts, all that sort of stuff. A bishop bag made of canvas. It's oversized, and in the wintertime it works a lot better than nylon. And what I like is I don't like to have to stuff things into a certain size. I just like to pack it up and clear out. With 8 inches of snow last night, the pole mod worked very well. The hammock is set up on a strap to the Dutch clip. It's the old style. The strap attaches to the buckle on the hammock for an easy setup, easy takedown. Dutch stinger on the tarp ridge line. The stinger attaches to the tarp ridge line, and it's real easy to adjust. You can do it with your gloves on. The quilt hook for the HG ridge line. The quilt hanger to help with the adjustment of the underquilt, made by Dutch. The hammock is a snipe from Wilderness Logics. Two S-beaners and check cord to hold up the underquilt. An S-beaner, shock cord, and line locks secured to the underquilt. That way, once you get in the hammock, you can adjust it so that there are no air gaps. You just want to be very careful that when you get in the hammock, that you're not just getting in the underquilt. Because if you make that mistake, you probably only make it once. Tarp tie out using Dutch's flea. In the past, I've always used Prussics, but they can be a problem in the wintertime. They lock up and are often they're just difficult to work with. A small SIG canteen that I'll fill up with hot water for tonight. It's around 16 above, which that's pretty good. It's warmed up a bit. In the woods, I prefer to use choppers, and this is the pair that I like best of all because it's got a trigger finger. Now, if it gets really cold, I'll go to just the regular chopper mitts, and I've got a couple of liners that I want to go over and test out. I've got two pair of liners that I want to check out. One is the Duckstein. It's a mountain climbing mitt used in Europe quite a bit. It's boiled wool, so it's able to shed water some, and it's fairly wind resistant. The other pair is it's a Woolrich pair, and what I like about them is that they have a terry cloth liner, so they're very comfortable. Now, I'm not going to be using these as they are if it gets really cold. I'm going to be using a chopper at all times with these mitts. I've got two pair of gloves, knit gloves to try out. One is the possum down, and the other is the genus of Norway. So far, well, actually they're wet, which happens with knit gloves, and they're cold. But under regular conditions, they both are very warm for knit gloves. There is one problem though. The possum down is so fragile that this is that that's only about 2 days wear, and they're just not. I'm going with the Norwegian pair, and I like the fact that they've got knit cuffs down here. So far, their warmth is the same, but durability is a factor, and this pair is the ones that win hands down. This is the Russian Valenki felt boot. It was used at Stalingrad, and it was the army type boot. It's stiff, it's really thick, really warm, but what I've done is I've had trouble getting in and out of them. So I've switched off, and the other pair I've cut down so that they're same as most regular felt boots. And these are treads that they're a little bit, they're thicker than Tingley's, and I like them. And I'll use this in camp, especially if it gets warm and it starts melting. This is a good setup for, I don't think I'd want to hike too far in it, but around camp they're great. I like to use the snowshoes in a camp chair setup. Most of the time you can dig down, but in this there isn't that much snow, so I had to build it up a bit. This is an army canteen, the Arctic surplus. It's really a good canteen for wintertime.